I saw a monkey.
My baloney has a first name. It's O-S-C-A-R. My baloney has a second name. It's M-A-Y-E-R. Oh, I love to eat it every day. And if you ask me why, I'll say, 'cause Oscar Mayer has a way with B-L-O-G-N-A.
I know a squirrel from a monkey.
Shut up, laughing!
I topped this hill and there was a monkey. And he was probably about, I don't know, foot and a half, maybe 2 feet tall.
I thought I'd get a little compassion and sympathy from y'all.
Studio C. Two guys who ask. Wonder what they're doing in T-Town right now. Not this. It's South Alabama's #1 podcast. Drive Time with DJ and KJ.
Good Wednesday morning. Hump day. Best day of your life. Thank you for starting with us here on Drive Time, brought to you by Jim Peach Motors and Pete Chevrolet. Good morning, Miss Gail. Good morning, Kathy Tolan. JP, the coach, good morning to you. Kathy Mack in as well. Good morning, Kathy. Susan Rhodes, Amy Cardwell, Rhett Joyner. Good morning, Rhett. Tara Tanner. Good morning. Hope Wheezy's doing well. Mary Blair. Good morning. Tracy Steele. Good morning to you. Carol Crosby. Booker. Good morning. Yes, on time. How about that? Ish. Always on the ish. Good morning, Carolyn Smith. Ray Stewart. Good morning, Ray. Val Carnley. Dylan Bush. Adam Anasco. Who else we have in here? Renee Johnson. Good morning to you, Renee. Naomi Lindsay. Good morning. Rebecca. Good morning. And LaShonda, up early. I hear you, life changer. Good morning to you. And good morning, Kenwood.
Good morning. Good morning. What's going on this early hump day morning?
I like it.
Yeah. We're giving a new meaning to being an ish company, aren't we?
We are. Good morning, Ramona.
How about that? 24 hours till blueberry beignets with vanilla dipping sauce. I mean, I don't know about you. That sounds like
that works.
That sounds like a winner to me.
Good morning, Ron. I love the intro, by the way.
Yeah, did you like that?
I love it.
I mean,
I know a squirrel from a monkey.
For those of you who may be wondering about the Oscar Mayer theme song that came shortly thereafter, when we get our full slate of programming in place, we do have what we think is going to be a hit show lined up with your host, Pork and Bean, Tony Burnham and Josh Brown. And that's probably going to be their intro to kick off their show.
Yeah. Slow cooking.
Slow cooking.
With Pork and Bean. And
today's episode,
yeah,
searing sauce.
I mean,
he was probably about, I don't know, foot and a half, maybe 2 feet tall.
A couple of jabronis.
Good morning to Coach Tempo.
Morning, Coach.
Mallory Arrington, good morning. Jesse James, good morning to you. Yeah. We up early. She told me I'll be passed out by 7. Hey.
Clobbering time.
Tell you right now, I got clobbering time tonight. I'm liable to be ticked off by 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Last week, that's what everybody thought. We was about to have a fight up in Studio B. But we really weren't. Really weren't. Yeah. Chevy Ann's picking on us about being twins.
Hey.
We already have to hear that from T-Bone about, the whole stepbrother deal.
Well, you know what I've noticed? They're going to pick on us about anything.
Well, yeah.
So it is what it is.
Hey, that's fine. I mean, hey, we good. We are matching this AM. We called each other. We said, look, man, it's a, kind of feeling the blue day. So good morning, Reed Joyner.
Good morning, Reed.
So yeah, that's going to be, so you're saying that's going to be the takeoff to, slow cooking.
I think it's appropriate. Slow cooking with T-Bone. Excuse me. Slow cooking with Pork and Bean.
Pork and Bean.
Yes.
I mean, it's brought to you by Bush's Baked Beans.
That's it.
And
Gonna be a hit show.
yeah, it's gonna be a big hit.
What would be the hour to put them on to maximize?
You know, I mean, for a cooking show like that, you know, I'm thinking like maybe, I don't know, 5-ish.
Okay.
You know, 6-ish. I don't know. You know, I mean, I don't know how many people actually watch the news anymore. You know, I mean, maybe there's a lot of people that do. I personally don't. Yeah, right. And you know, so you know, maybe that's just one of those things that, you know, people would like to tune into about, you know, 5 or 6 o'clock every day. I mean, you can get all the news that you need right on a phone. You get everything you need on a phone. So I don't really, you know, understand why people would, you know, but hey, there may be still a lot of people that do. I just think that'd be a good time. I mean, that or, you know, 7 o'clock. I mean, hey, you know, if you want to, you know, really get at them, put them on at lunchtime every day.
The later in the night you have them on, the more issues that could come into play.
Well, yeah, I got to thinking, you know, what if we put them on at 10-ish?
Okay.
You know, PM. That would be pretty good, and I think that the viewers would probably have a lot more, you know, a lot better time.
Those boys get a little thirsty during the day now.
Yeah, Danny, have y'all just give up on sleep? Well, you know, hadn't really ever slept a whole lot.
Good morning, Tag.
So there's Gina Hooks. Good morning. Look at there, Fontaine. I love that name.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you, I played the main brain Vince Fontaine in the epic play that was Grease. Of course, we have discussed that a few times on this show. I actually had a cast member of that show tell me yesterday that they'd love to get some of the more of the major cast members together and maybe come down to this studio and do a segment of that play. No joke.
Let's do it.
And I said, hey, I'm all for that.
Plenty of room.
We got plenty of room. We can turn some cameras on and get Crackhead Cam going, which we're working on, by the way. We're headed to getting all that set back up and going. And, you know, that's a great point, Chevy Ann. Sleep. You can sleep when you're dead. I guess that's what you do. You know, so. Good morning, Miss Barbara Burnham.
Good morning, Miss Burnham.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. So we talked about it yesterday. I have no clue who won anything yesterday because I didn't even look. I couldn't tell you what happened, who happened.
You talking about the elections?
Yeah. I mean, all I know is, you know, Bigfoot's kind of in the lead right now as far as, who we're going to hunt. That's the only election I can tell you about.
Well, I did see where, sitting Governor Kay Ivey won.
Okay.
I think it was by pretty wide margins.
So she had some
there was several, yeah,
people running against. Okay. And I'm assuming there's a Democratic on the other side, one on the other side that's running against her in November.
You would have to assume that, but
Yeah.
I can't tell you that for sure.
I can't either. Good morning, Kay Luttrell. Rebecca Whitfield, hand jive scene only. That's what Rebecca said. I mean, I like that scene. That's a good time, but I think we could probably.
There's a couple of scenes that we're gonna do.
Yeah,
if they show up.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I'd like to do. I'd like to go back. I know I have it somewhere. I don't. If I don't, my mother, somebody does. I'd like to go back and get the newspaper that come out about that, make copies of it, and put it out on the net as a, you know, kind of a poster for the event.
Yeah,
to get ready for. You know, Darlene Mulder, good morning. Cindy Fleming, good morning to you this morning, Cindy.
Good morning, Cindy.
Sitting on that back porch. It's a beautiful morning to do it. Having some coffee. Tell you what, man, how about this weather? Not too hot. I mean, but I think it actually got a little less than 68 last night.
It may have, yeah. It was nice. Humidity dropped considerably. That was nice.
It was a nice night. Really was. Look, Elisa, she's getting high tech. Got an Apple Watch. And, no joke. I tried that too with mine, and he never showed up either. I don't know what the deal was. A Dallas cam would always be fun, no matter.
Yes, it would.
I mean,
You're in good hands.
Yeah, just to see what's going on. Good morning, Mr. Jerkins. Yeah, look at there, Heather Godwin. I felt just a hair cool yesterday. So anyway, good morning, Jerry Wilson. How you doing this morning? So, are y'all done with ball?
No. I mean,
I was going to say I know you mentioned
All-Star season.
I know you mentioned Lindsay getting ready to. Y'all going this weekend? Is that right to play?
Yes, we will be down in Robertsdale this weekend. But locally speaking, Babe Ruth is winding up this week, and then of course all the leagues have All-Stars starting this weekend. It'll go through the month of June. Some of the teams hopefully will qualify for state tournaments, and of course that'll rock into July, and somewhere around the end of August, it'll all wind down.
Whew. I'm gonna tell you what, man. I mean, you think you're getting out for the summer, and there is no getting out for the summer, is it? Not if you're into baseball.
Not if you're into baseball or softball.
Now, and I realize it's a much more physical sport, but I'm asking because I just being ignorant here. Do they not do that with football? Do they not have football year round like they do with like travel ball?
Oh yeah.
I just don't hear a lot about it around this area you do the baseball.
Well, the school teams do. The rec level you do not, but the school teams, yeah. I mean, they're
no. I know the schools do things year round, but I'm talking about how the travel ball and all this kind of thing. No. Where you going off to Robertsdale and you're going off to here and going off to there. They don't do that kind of thing
during the summer. Yeah, there are different obviously camps and academies, quote football academies that you can go get some individual instruction. But in terms of teamwork, no. I mean, you'll see during the summer, a lot of these teams will take their skill position players and go to 7-on-7 camps.
Right.
And work on some things in the passing game. And
now, is that because of some certain rule or something that the High School Athletic Association is, do they forbid that kind of thing with football? I know you can't start practicing as a team until a certain date. What is it, sometime in August?
Yeah. Well, they've actually laxed those rules a good bit in the last several years. You can get together with helmets only and get out and do anything you want on the grass as a team starting in the summer. And then the coaches can be out there with them. In terms of contact, it has to be sometime there at the 1st of August before you can start doing that.
Yeah.
So.
Good morning, Tracy Miller. JP. Yeah. Her JV football is doing 2-a-day practice. That's interesting. Yeah, a lot of camps to go to. No travel football. Surprise someone. That's where I'm coming from, Book. That's the same thing I'm saying. I'm actually surprised that nobody. Listen, I was just, and you may could have, tell the other day we were talking. I was amazed at how many people were at that baseball travel ball tournament this past weekend. I was just amazed at how many, and I realized most of them are probably parents and relatives and all this kind of thing. But you take out, look at all the kids that were there involved and the sisters and brothers that were there to watch. And just all this kind of thing. I'm just surprised somebody hadn't picked up on that on the football side of things and said, hey, why don't we do this for football? And I don't know, maybe it's not just
logistically speaking, it would be tougher for a number of reasons. One of them, manpower to run the event. Like in baseball, you could do it like 8U, you could do it with one umpire.
Okay.
As you get a little bit older, you would probably want 2 out there just to at least present that you're trying to give everybody a fair shake. In football, you'd have to have about 6 per game.
Right.
And I don't know that you could, number one, come up with that many people to do a game, much less 5 or 6 games in a day, because it is more taxing in terms of the effort given to officiate that.
Speaking of umpires, we run into a DJ. He's a police officer over in East Bruton.
Yeah.
He was actually down umpiring at that tournament we were at.
All these guys, DJ Hodges does, Robbie Grace does, Coy Campbell does. Our buddy Coach Johnson does it well. Bryant Johnson does it as well. You're very Tony Burnham has run into him several times on the
BJ.
Travel. Yeah.
I didn't realize BJ
it's
did
cash
that.
money, and it's
something, and they enjoy doing it.
Oh yeah, and you're gonna make probably $400 or $500 a day.
Oh yeah, well why not?
Yeah, And a lot of times, for 8U baseball, and I'm not condemning it. You have to have an umpire out there, but those games kind of run themselves.
Yeah.
You have a pitching machine or a coach pitching. The rules are pretty easy. You're on an hour time limit.
Right.
At 1 hour, the game's over.
Right.
And then you go another one. So it's it's not a bad gig.
What up, Hot Rod? Good morning to you. Dylan Etheridge, since we're on the sports subject, give us a rundown of the BMP Sports Network. Well, where do we start?
We're going to be doing something somewhere.
I can tell you this. We are, we got several crews being lined up, formed up as we speak. We're going to have somebody covering all of the local teams so we can provide good information for people wanting to keep up with the local teams and what's going on and what's happening and that kind of thing. We will probably carry some of the local teams on some of the Bossman Productions network, be it the WBOSS or, one of the YouTube pages or Twitter or Facebook. I mean, we've got several places we can go with it, website, whatever, but a lot to come with that, Dylan. A lot to come with it. Now, good morning, Deanna McClellan. What's Barnum saying here? Mary Michael's playing a tournament this weekend in Tennessee. Have 150 teams from all over the country.
They're all paying about $300 to be there.
I was going to say, so whoever's putting that on will clear about more than we are this coming weekend.
Man, they're going to make it. Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Cash cow.
Good morning there. Good morning, Father Ted.
Morning, Daddy.
Morning, Mark Miller. Mark the Shark in this morning. I mean, it's just crazy, crazy that they, for no other reason other than, okay, this is where you're supposed to go. I mean, is that how that works, basically? I mean, you get into this particular USSSA or whatever, and they direct you in which places you got to go play. I mean, and what amazes me about that is it to better the kid, to make them better at the sport they're playing, or is it purely a money-making venture?
It's both. I mean, you're going to get better playing against better competition.
Sure.
There's no doubt about that.
But I mean, are the coaches that are coaching these teams, are they better, are qualified to do that than what you run into?
Oh, yeah.
Then, what I'm saying is, if you took Lindsey or Stokes, for that matter, when he was coming up, and sent him to a private coach and had that, and he took private lessons, all through the summer, is he going to get more out of that, or is he going to get more out of playing travel ball?
They do both. These kids do both. These kids will go hit.
Well, how do they have time in the week to do it?
Well, you just make it like that bunch that Townsend plays for.
Yes.
They're there, and as you come through Chumuckla, coming into Pensacola, their facility is there as you come in. Stokes has gone down there and taken hitting lessons there. He has played on their team a couple of times, but so sometimes you may have a facility set up. They're the West Florida Hammerheads.
Yeah, I think that's right.
You may have an all-encompassing entity where you take your lessons and those people are your coaches. Or you may play for an outfit where you play for this team, but this guy over here is your hitting coach or your pitching coach or whatever it may be. So, yeah, you do a little bit of all of it.
Yeah. Good morning, Gary Stuckey. Bobby Cox in from Atmore, Alabama.
These people that are involved in this, I'm telling you, all they do is run the roads. I mean, it is. It's nonstop.
That's what it sounds like. J-Lo wants to know if it's denim day.
J-Lo.
Bright and sunny in the Ham today. That's what Jeff is telling us. Good morning, Wendy Willis. Yeah. Jeff, which is why kids are having Tommy John surgery at 15 years old.
There's a lot of truth to that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of truth to that. I mean, there's certainly a fine line between too much and, getting enough to make you a better player, sir.
How about that? Whitney said Townsend gets so many private lessons just as being a team member.
Yeah. Well, I watched the little video you put up of Townsend, and Townsend's what, 6?
Yes. Weighs 7.
7. All right. That's not a normal swing for a 7-year-old. I mean, you can tell that he has had some formal training. I mean, when he stood in the box, I mean, everything, it looks just like the guys on TV, just a diminutive version of it.
Right.
I mean, he's
also got a father that can hit the ball pretty well.
Sure.
That kind of helped. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
speaking of that, of course, he's taking over the Daphne baseball program.
Yeah, excited about that.
Did you, they have an indoor practice facility?
Yes, I've been in it.
Daphne does.
Yeah.
The
locker room behind the dugout. When JoJo,
clubhouse.
When JoJo Booker and Hunter Britton and them were 15, we played the state tournament at Daphne High School. So we got to use all the facilities the week we were down there. Yeah, it's first class.
It is. Well, I'll tell you what. I can't wait to go down there and cover some of that.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait to do that. I know Dylan mentioned a while ago, we need to go over and check Andalusia's facilities and things out.
That is
Don't you know those guys over there?
Yeah, that is unbelievable.
Yeah, we need to get with them and go over there and see if we can.
They just also named, and of course they're affiliated with the school somewhat. Their new park and rec director is Tommy Agee. Now, that name may not mean anything to most people, but when Bo Jackson was playing at Auburn, Tommy Agee was the fullback on those great Auburn teams in the early 80s.
That's exactly right.
So he came from Opelika in a similar position. He's there at Andalusia, and of course he will continue to help them build that sports program and rec program. But what they've done at Andalusia is amazing. It's amazing.
Good morning, Sandra Neely. Look at Monasco. That's a great idea. How about that? I mean, hey, I'm telling you right now, I'm actually shocked, honestly, DJ, at what I saw. Denise Finley, good morning to you. At what I saw over the weekend, I'm actually shocked that somebody like yourself, who's been involved with that kind of thing most all your life, hadn't just come up and said, okay, and I do realize that y'all are doing it in the rec league level, and I realize too, we talked about it the other day, it's an issue of not having enough fields and places to play. But I'm surprised somebody in the Bruton or East Bruton, I mean, this area hadn't partnered up with somebody and said, look, this is a heck of a thing. I mean, think of the economic impact just one weekend of that type of thing would have on a community like ours.
Yeah.
It'd have to be a great shot in the arm, would it not?
It would. And some of the issues you run into, and of course, these teams that do this, they go play in these travel tournaments on a weekend. You understand, all right, they can come to Bruton and play, or they can go 45 more minutes to Pensacola and play, or they can go an hour and play at the beach at Gulf Shores. And those complexes have 16, 18, 20 fields. And of course, when you have that many fields, you're going to draw that many more teams. The competition you're going to draw is going to be a little different. So there are some other factors that kind of go into.
Oh, no, I get it. I guess what I'm saying is I'm looking at it from a standpoint of saying, okay, well, instead of having to pay some of this bigger money that these kids have to pay to be in some of that. I mean, I'm sure there are kids in our, and I say immediate, but kind of the Escambia County, Conecuh County, Monroe County areas that may not have $300, $400 a month to spend on that, but they could spend $150, whatever. Yeah. I mean, and maybe that's just a stupid idea, and I understand there's a lot more logistically involved than just throwing that together. But I agree. Yeah, they can go down to the beach and do that or something. But listen, I mean, there's a lot of kids out there that have the talent to do that may not have the means to go jump in the car and go to the beach and stay for 3 days or 4 days. So. I mean, is that obviously, when you get into playing that type of thing, you've got to be able, or you've got to have the be in the financial situation to be able to do that. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, because just the fact of what you're going to pay for your kid to do that monthly is, really, I mean, and I know it's going to sound crazy, but that's a trip to Walmart. Yeah. Sure. I mean, a good trip. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, anyhow, I that's just one of those things. Good morning, Christina Jones. Yeah, and you're right, Jeff. You do. Problems, you got to have places to stay, and that's one thing that we're, kind of lacking on right now. Yeah, the Walmart Navarre looked like a hurricane that hit it after that. So they had a big softball tournament there this weekend. And good morning, Raj. Raj in this with us this morning. Missy Holmes, good morning to you. Yeah, I mean, like Ron says, Panama City uses multiple parks. And I'm sure that could happen here as well. But yeah, again, I'm not trying to say, that you start out trying to cater to that crowd. Yeah. And I say crowd, I mean, but and you may be looking at me going, that's just crazy, because you know way more about this than I do. And I'm just thinking, hey, there's a lot of talent walking around in our communities that may not have the ways and means to travel to the beach every weekend, or travel to Robertsdale, or travel to, here and there, and, Mississippi and all this kind of thing. But they could make it to Monroeville, or they could make it to Bruton, or they could make it to, Excel, wherever. I mean,
on the older kids, I'm talking 16 to 19. Last year, for instance, we provided an opportunity for that age group to do exactly what you're talking about. It cost them $25. We had, I think it was 18 kids that signed up, paid their $25, and we had a 18-game schedule. We were going to go play in Greenville, going to go play in these areas you're talking about. And by the second game, we had 6 people showing up.
Wow.
So that age group, this model didn't work. Of course, they got a lot of different things going on at that age. They can drive, they can have other things going on, and good Lord. But anyway, it didn't work for that age group. But for you would certainly like to see everybody have an opportunity. Yeah, well, and not let money be the sticking point.
And I guess that's where I'm coming from. Yeah. But there again, also making sure, in talking about that, if you are investing that kind of money in something, you're going to show up.
Oh, you're going to show up.
I mean, you're
going to eat every.
You're going to eat every bite. I mean, that's a fact. I mean, you are going to show up to watch that. I mean, to participate because of what it is. Good morning, Shay Weaver. Hope everything's going well. Of course, hope everything is Weezy is doing well as well, and hadn't heard any updates on her since you messaged me yesterday. So look at that. Jay Wilson said they've been all the way to Branson, Missouri to play softball.
That's a pretty good road trip. Whew. That's on the other side of Auburn.
I mean, yeah. Yeah. I mean, that is crazy. How about that? $50 bats, $250 to $300 bats. I mean, don't get me wrong, everything's expensive, and I understand that nowadays. I mean, it is, I
tell you, I'm going to brag on him just a little bit, talking about that age group, the 16 to 19-year-old league. That's been going on for years here. I mean, back to the 70s.
Good morning, Jessica Smith.
I saw Jeff Wilson in earlier, and he may not be on here now, but he played on that team. And he had, one day up here at Miller Cruz Field, without a doubt, it was the single best individual performance ever in that field. He had 4 at-bats, I think. 3 home runs over the fence and a double. Or it could have been 5 at-bats and it was 4 home runs and a double. But I mean, every time he came up, the ball's in the pecan trees.
Gone.
Every single time. And I want to say he may have even pitched that game. But I mean, he had an unbelievable day. I'll never forget that.
Wow.
Bragging on you a little bit, Jeff.
Wow.
There it is.
4 bombs.
4. Yeah.
And a double.
4 and a double.
Wow.
Yeah.
That gone.
The best in the single greatest individual performance ever at Miller Cruz Field. Ever.
I can't believe that. I can't believe he didn't get drafted.
If the right guy had seen him that day, he would have.
Good gracious. I mean, you remember Rhett Lashley went over there to East Mississippi and signed, what's his name? John Franklin, the third or whatever. Yeah. Off of one game.
Yeah,
off a half of one game because they started fighting the next half and signed that guy, and he was a bust.
I don't even remember y'all losing the game, Jeff, but I remember.
Well, they lost. Wait a minute. How does that happen?
I just know he put on a.
Was he on the bump?
I guess he wasn't on the bump because he wouldn't have given up that many.
I was going to say.
Yes, sir. Dylan Etheridge. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. One of my guys right there now.
Ray Stewart, they said he coached the American Legion?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Ray was very instrumental in all that. I mean, Ray was a big piece of that puzzle, and
good morning,
of course,
Rebecca.
his efforts were certainly appreciated. He did it for a long time.
I remember Ray being involved with all that.
Look at Jim Daugherty. That away, Jimbo. He had a milestone last night. That's a big night for him. Way to go, Jim.
That bomb. That's good. Yeah, but anyway, hey, I just know there's a lot of talent walking around our area. Always has been. So, it's why is Saturday stronger than Wednesday? Wednesday is a weekday.
That's right.
I tell you, we need to get Raj in here one morning and let him sit down and just like do his thing.
We'll get out of his way.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Raj can hold court.
That's what I mean.
Good morning, Shelley.
Good morning, Shelley. I've he and Brian Wesley, of course, I'm telling on. I ain't telling on them. I'm just they make a trip every year down to Tallahassee, or at some point to Tallahassee, to watch the Criminals play.
Their ladies won the softball national championship last night.
They did.
They sure did. Fear the spear, baby.
There you go.
Lady Knowles getting it done. First championship ever.
But, I've always wanted to just ride and take a video camera because I know Raj, being the way Raj is. I'd love to just hear the conversations that went on between Raj and Brian Wesley, number one. And then number two, to film them when they got down there just to see could you imagine Raj being in the middle of a crowd like that? Could you imagine Raj walking up at the tent at Auburn and sitting down? I mean, that would be you're probably right, Raj, but we could try to work it out. That would be awesome. I mean, it really would.
I tell you what I want to do. We've talked about it.
Look at there. The building for the winery has been delivered and put in place.
All right.
Well, that is great news.
And we can we have some people in listening, like to get their input if they'd be good enough to share it.
Good morning, Clobber and Rob.
As we work through the summer, maybe into July, certainly August, I'd like to possibly put together an afternoon program right here on the BMP network, maybe the sports network, wherever it needs to be, and do a show similar to Feinbaum, where it's obviously crowd interaction, try to stimulate some conversation, maybe even agitate a little bit. That's not necessarily my forte, but maybe,
Wait a minute. I think
I wonder if there'd be any interest in that.
But from a local, local.
Yeah, well, kind of, sort of. I mean, I don't want to get into being, certainly don't want to get into being critical of high school kids. That would be more of an informative thing. Kind of lay out the schedule, lay out what's going on, recognize our young people.
Yeah.
But if we got into a little Auburn, Alabama, Florida, Georgia stuff, that'd be okay too.
Well,
I pull for all of them. I don't really have a favorite. I pull for all of them.
That can happen. That can happen. Speaking of Alabama, did you see Coach Saban get stuck on that boat?
I saw that.
Runs out of gas. I mean, a man can go out and win national championships, but he can't look at the gas gauge on a boat and figure out that there's no gas in it.
Well, I can tell you one thing he didn't have to worry about. Was anybody jacking that boat or coming there messing with him?
No, he did.
He had some nice-sized young men.
He had some men on that boat. If somebody had to come by, somebody had come by and said, look at there.
Hey, man, they're stranded. We can go take advantage of them.
We'll take advantage of them. No. You took advantage of the services at, what's the name of that hospital there? Daggum.
You'd have gotten a knot on your head.
Right there in the middle of, right there on the middle of town. Anyhow, look at there. Ashley Morris wants to know, how about she goes to the winery, does a bit of on-site reporting, and lets us know about it. Well, you know what? That's I'm definitely we'd like to have that.
Ray Stewart says he'd like it. All right, Ray, we can put that together.
I think it'd probably be good. I mean, I don't know that some people on here in Druid City Hospital. Thank you, Jake. That's right. I don't think people know just how much agitator you can be.
Well,
as far as stirring that,
I stirred a little bit,
getting that old pot stirred up.
I mean, I think there's a lot of interesting stories and things out there to get to the bottom of.
Rob said the bad part was they was tied to the dock. My favorite Rob quote on Alabama was, if you want a diploma from Alabama, just ride through Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
And I ain't trying to get started on Alabama Auburn thing. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just, honestly, I thought that was a pretty good, I've always admired Coach Saban for, number one, obviously his work ethic. Number two is his willingness to let his hair down and not take himself that seriously in certain situations. When you see him doing the electric slide, or you see him, stranded on a boat, or you see him, let his hair down, so to speak. I tell you, I thought the interview thing between he and Charles Barkley that they did. Did you see that series?
Yeah, I did.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. Really. Yeah, that is the pot calling the kettle black, with DJ talking about he hadn't never stirred anybody up. I would, I'll tell you what would be good. I think what would be real good is for you and Clobber and Rob to do clobbering time one night.
Ooh.
I think that would be good.
I would do that. I would welcome that.
Yeah, I think that would be good. I think that there would be a big interest in just how much stirring you guys could do what y'all do. So, but I've always been impressed with Coach Saban because of that. He's he as successful as he is, he's never been. Now, I'm not saying he's not uptight here. Maybe he is. I'm just saying he's always been, had no problem letting his hair down and letting people video. It's what I'm saying. I mean, the man's got to be guarded.
Yeah, sure.
He has to be. So for some of that stuff to get out, that's pretty good. So, how about that? DJ's is one of those big wooden spoons on the table for all the stirring he does.
Who said that?
Shelly Riley.
Oh, good Lord. We could have some fun with it.
Good morning, Beverly Blackman.
Might want to beef security up, though.
Yeah, well.
On site, anyway.
Well, if you did it from here, that we could, but
I could get in the car like we did during the Dasher Cash. Let's go mobile. Let's go.
Nobody know where you was at.
Let's keep it.
Yeah, you could be. What do they call that? Like they. I think it's back in the 80s they had all those great TV shows. I think there was a Knight Rider show where they had a big tractor trailer that you could run the car up in the back of, and it was like a rolling laboratory. Yeah, which was pretty good. So, anyhow, so I'll tell you something.
I want to drop this in here real quick.
Okay.
Major League Baseball draft has gone on each of the last 2 days. Today is the third and final day, and a couple of local guys who could hear their name called are Tyler Joyner and Andrew Williamson. Tyler, of course, a graduate of W.S. Neal, just completed his career at University of North Alabama. Andrew graduating from T.R. Miller, and of course is signed to play at the University of Alabama next year. All indications are he's going to go to Alabama. I mean, the money would have to be, I think, substantial for him to go. I think that window is probably closed. Not getting drafted in the first 2 days, but it sure would be nice to hear both those guys' names called today.
Yes, it would.
And of course, going to follow that throughout the day. And if it happens, going to certainly offer congratulations and recognize them tomorrow. But hopefully, it'll go their way.
Yes, we do. Changing gears. Sometimes small things in life, amaze people, and I'm certainly one of those people that get amazed at sometimes just, I guess, maybe stupid things. And I say stupid, but sometimes things really amaze me. I'm sitting downtown at the red light this morning, and I look over, and, they got those nice flowers hanging up all down the, 31, the main drag right there.
Right.
and there's just water just pouring out from underneath these things. And I'm like, I don't see anybody pouring water in the top of these things. But I get to look, and I was amazed that they got a whole sprinkler for each one of those poles that's got flowers hanging off of it. There's a sprinkler thing down in that water must come on at some certain time every morning or what have you, and waters all those flowers automatically. Now, I know that doesn't seem like a big thing, but stuff like that amazes me.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, that's pretty cool that that they've got that hanging up like that, and it's got a sprinkler system going on with it. I mean, maybe that's not a big thing to most, but that's a drip system.
System, yeah.
Yeah, I can tell you that was pretty cool.
Pretty sporty.
I was amazed by that. Really was. Jeff Wilson, he's putting an all-star cast together right there.
That was the bunch he played with, and I'm sitting there looking at the first two names. Of course, Jeff was a great pitcher in his own right, but I think he would tell you that Ryan Hawkins and John Majors would headline that staff real quick.
Yeah.
There's a couple of guys who, I think their name was called.
Yes.
In the draft.
Yeah, I hadn't been up early enough to see that happen before, that water. I was amazed. I was really, truly, I was amazed by that.
So you'll be looking for it tomorrow.
Yeah, it's even on the bridges. Wow. I love those flowers too. I think it makes just downtown look great.
I think it looks great.
I do too.
I think it looks great.
I think it looks great. It is just so nice to ride through there and you see all this, and it looks like, that it's alive and well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
that looks good.
That's nice to see. I tell you what, it looks really nice at night too. All the lighting and everything lit up the way it is. It's just a beautiful, beautiful scene. I noticed coming by East Bruton City Hall Sunday evening that they're getting ready to celebrate, or they are 100 years old.
Okay.
In East Bruton.
Centennial for East Bruton.
They got a huge, I can't tell you how big this banner is, but it is huge, hanging up on the front of the City Hall.
Are they going to have a celebration, like a formal celebration this summer?
I'm not sure. I've been meaning, I hadn't, every time I see the mayor most every day, and I forget to ask him about it. And so I'm going to try to ask him about that today. And yeah, Buck, I agree. I mean, it just, man, it looks good. Really does.
Reckon you'll have a cakewalk?
I don't know. Speaking of that, we need to reach out to Charmin and Sarah Ann and see what their schedules look like.
We've reached out. We're waiting on.
Well, I guess we need to call them and say, look here, you need to be here at this time on this date.
Be here tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
At 6:50.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah. And come on, because
we'll go sit over there.
Yeah. We want to watch. So, well, I saw you, LaShonda. I knew that was you.
Up on that bumper.
Yeah. That's why I was messing with her. She didn't know I knew it was her.
All right, Dwayne King is saying July 4th is going to be the formal.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Celebration.
Okay.
Recognition.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's great. I mean, they, fireworks and all that kind of thing. That's great. But I'm telling you, I was amazed at how big that banner was. I mean, it's huge. It's like something you'd see up on the side of one of those billboards, donut toss. Wow. Yeah. No, I wasn't on the phone at all. I mean, I'm telling you, I was not. I'd seen you wave at me. I could see in the mirror. I saw it was you. But listen, LaShonda, we've said it many times. Get the women together.
It's time.
Tell them to get up a little earlier.
It's time.
And y'all come on down, sit down one morning, and let's talk about what you guys have going on and what's going on over the summer. Speaking of that, did you see where the STEM program, they were going, sending 10 to, was it space camp or something like that? Valerie and her husband?
Yeah, Marcus.
Yeah,
Paul.
I read that. It seemed like I saw it on Bruton Reborn, one of those sites that they were sending, 10 to some sort of a space camp or something like that.
I know it's a great program.
How awesome would that be?
It's a great program.
I'll tell you what, they're doing some good things over there.
At the Fisher Center, I think it's a couple of Saturdays each month. They advertise it really well. I can't remember if it's the 2nd and the 4th or the 1st and the 3rd.
There it is, National Flight Academy.
Yeah.
Hey, that is awesome.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, I was a kid, I would have loved to have went to something like that. Now, I don't know if that says I'm a nerd or whatever, but I mean, I'm talking about me loving that kind of stuff. I would have loved to have went to something like that. I mean, that would have been, great. No, we're not getting a banner that size, Dylan. There'll be a banner. It just won't be that big.
The 3rd Saturday. Okay. Thank you, LaShonda.
Third Saturday.
3rd Saturday each month there at the Fisher Center. Marcus and Valerie come in and have the different projects and things for the kids and the science and math side of things. But he was an engineer. I think he graduated in engineering from Tuskegee. Of course, graduated from Miller in the late 70s and has come back and reinvested in the community, and can't say enough good things about him. No, man, he's doing good things. That's just awesome. National Flight Academy. That's good. Denise, when's the cakewalk so I can bake a cake? Well, we're gonna have a cakewalk at the Dash Bash. I can tell you that. So definitely.
Speaking of that, we got to get powers that be together and start getting those meetings together, and
it's gonna be here before you know it.
Yeah, getting all that worked out as far as the logistics and all that kind of stuff. I have I have imparted the services of Hal Whitman.
Well, you've got a good one
to help facilitate that thing, because he's been part of a lot of the successful events that the chamber
yes he has
done. So we got Hal involved. Today is National Running Day. Run 3 miles or 3 feet.
I'll take the 3 feet.
Yeah. I'm going to say it like this. Shoot the first person behind me if you see me running. I'm telling you. I've run enough in life. Way back. And ready not to have to do that anymore. But anyway, so, and, we was talking about sports and all that kind of thing. So when do you have is there not a break at all during the summer?
No.
So there's no time to, there's no downtime.
There's no downtime.
Man.
There's no downtime.
Wow. Yeah.
Shelley's already requested that weekend off. You need to be there.
Yeah. How about that?
Bring some friends.
Happy anniversary to LaPrade and Lavinia Pettis. 2
of the sweetest people in this community.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
That is right.
Thank you for sharing, Paula.
Yes. Thank you for sharing that.
You played your hand well last night, by the way.
You talk about two great people. I mean, great people.
I haven't seen the horseflies. I've seen several comments about the infestation of horseflies.
I've seen a few around my house.
Okay. So it is a thing.
They have been a little crazier than normal, and I don't know what you can do about them. I mean, honestly, I don't know if you can do anything about them.
Well, now I'm curious. I wonder what is.
I don't know. I don't know, but I can tell you this.
Are they part of the bird family?
I don't know, but I can tell you this. If you got a mosquito problem, call JoJo Holmes at Holmes Pest Control.
Yes, sir.
Well, let me tell you something about that. He's been taking care of spraying up there around my house where I have mosquitoes and I'm talking about big as some small birds. And I don't have that problem anymore. And I'm not kidding. Like, you could sit on the back porch, which is screened in, and you could just hear them. I mean, you could hear them outside. You don't hear any of that anymore. They're gone. They are gone. So if you got a mosquito problem, and listen, it's not expensive. I'm just telling you. Call JoJo Holmes Pest Control. He'll come out and take good care of you, and it is well worth it. Connie B says she saw a video of a trap that you can make for horseflies.
I'm shocked.
Well, I'm not.
Connie had some helpful advice. I am shocked.
How's everything in the Jedi Temple this morning, Connie B? I mean, I know she's had her morning meditation as Yoda would.
Let me ask you this, Connie, while you're in here, and of course, we have several people in the area that are a part of. Connie may be as well. The Chitty Chitty Bang Bang production that is being put on by the Bruton Group. When is that production set to take place? That's one of my great one of my favorite movies, plays, whatever you want to call it. All the time. I love it.
Was fun. My wife and Kenzie were watching that not too long ago. Tracy Steele, good morning to you. I saw you in there a while ago. I'm glad you come back in there.
Bang, bang.
Yeah.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Yes. Good it is. Yeah. The city, the city sprays the streets. What is that? Mosquitoes and stuff they spray? I mean,
yes.
And they do now. You'll see them come around a lot. Tracy Steele says pick up pine straw. Or stick a pine straw. Oh, how about that? Thought I was saying pick up pine straw, but
I would do it.
Yeah, that'll take care of them too, Tracy. No joke.
Run me off.
Hey, that's no kidding though. I mean, like Kenzie, she's bad about getting. If she gets a mosquito bite, it just whips up, and I mean all this kind of thing. We don't have to. We used to have to like coat her from head to toe in some deep woods off. But we don't have to do any of that anymore.
JoJo take care of it.
Yeah, he can. Good morning, Deborah Hathorn. So there is it the Bruton Arts Council that's bringing in this play?
No, this is Steve Billy's.
Steve, this is
Steve and Billy's deal.
The local bunch.
Yeah,
Okay, good. Good.
They've already done the casting. They've started practicing. So I'm assuming it's coming up sometime this summer. I just don't have the dates on it, but certainly want to share it as we get them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I went to their Willy Wonka production, and it was amazing.
I remember you saying that.
It was amazing.
We went over and did some stuff for them for the Christmas pageant.
Yeah.
And I was amazed at some of the stuff and some of the kids and some of how they get into playing those characters.
There it is. July 19th to the 22nd. So that'll be a couple more dates to put on your calendar as you work through the summer. That's going to be good.
Yes,
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Yes, it will.
I was blown away by the local talent. I mean, that's something I can't do. One of many things I can't do. But to sit out there and see so many people that you see on a daily basis up there performing and singing and whatnot.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
I tell you, it's amazing to me some of the local talent go over that are in the Mockingbird play.
Yeah.
Over in Monroeville.
Mm-hmm.
How about that? Beer, vinegar, Epsom salt mix spray. Sprayed porch last week and hadn't seen one since.
How much beer did you have to use?
I don't know. Maybe they got drunk and fell out somewhere. But I know this. I know living out there on where she's talking about living, I promise you that they've seen them. Diana Blake says her niece loves performing in those plays.
It's just another great opportunity.
It is.
A different area of interest for those that have those talents, and appreciate Steve and all his efforts to get that lined up for him. It'll be good.
Yeah.
Good morning, Donna.
I don't know that, and Jennifer Parker, I'm not sure they may have been blown in with that subtropical storm we had.
Tell you what, man.
But I'm not sure if they have a way to spray like the city does for, like spraying for mosquitoes. I don't know that they have that, something like that for horse flies. I'm not sure, but that's maybe they do. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. All I can tell you is that I have seen a few more this year than I have normally.
I just have not paid attention to it, but are you telling me they're everywhere or more in the wooded areas? Or
well, I mean, I've not seen them like as far as like being in town I hadn't seen them at the Ford store or the Chevrolet store.
Yeah.
But I've certainly, at my house, I've seen a few more than I typically have seen, used to see. And good morning, Sarge.
Good morning, Sarge.
Oh, gee. I have seen, a few more than I've used to see. So, not real sure where they're coming from or what have you. I'll tell you something. I made me think about this. Saw this was clicking through some channels last night and saw it on ESPN. I know I've asked you this, but have you ever been? I think you said yes. You ever been to that bowling alley at Wind Creek?
Oh yeah, several times.
I don't know how many people have actually been to that. Like bowling used to be a real big thing, and I think down there they actually have leagues and things.
I'm looking for a team.
I've always liked to bowl. Okay, I'm not great at it.
I love it,
but I've always enjoyed bowling, and it's they have a first class bowling alley down there.
Yeah,
I mean it is nice.
The whole setup's beautiful.
It is. Mm-hmm. It is nice, and I can tell you, I'd like to go down there. I need to talk with them and see about some of those leagues. I mean, it would be. I think it'd be fun to have get a group up to go down and hey, you got some of those people down there serious about that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't get how you could come out and make that ball twist and almost go in the gutter, and then come out and every time. I mean, every time, boom, 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 boom.
Oh yeah, I'd love to go there and go bowling. I haven't been in probably 3 or 4 months, but I go several times a year.
Hey, so they got a 74 F-150 with death. I was spraying out of it to help with that, with death spray. Yeah, I think that would do it. The 74 needed a wing job. Let's see who we got calling in right here, DJ.
You Pat.
Let's see. Good morning. You're on Drive Time.
Is DJ there?
Is this Pat Cornelius?
Yes, calling you from Germany. You should try the apple strudel over here.
Let me set the stage just real quick. This is a fraternity brother of mine, a good friend of our family's, Pat Cornelius. He originally from Thomasville, Alabama, is now traveling abroad in Germany. Is that correct?
The last stop is here in Germany. That's correct.
And you're having some apple strudel this morning?
I'm thinking it'd make you forget about donuts.
It must be good then, and I can tell you that.
Y'all are on Central Standard Time, correct?
Me?
Yeah.
Not quite. It is actually 3 o'clock, almost 3 o'clock here.
In the afternoon?
In the afternoon.
How long have you been over there, and how long are you staying?
I've been over here, Monday was a week ago. I got into Munich. From Munich, went to Salzburg, and then Hallstatt, and then, where'd I go after that? Vienna, and then Prague. Now I'm in Berlin. I fly home tomorrow.
In Berlin. Have you seen anybody from Bruton over there with Bruton ties by any chance?
No, but I have seen a few Bammer shirts over here.
Tank tops, I'm assuming?
Yeah, one tank top, one with the sleeves cut out of it.
Nice to know that's still going on.
Were they in the local Walmart over there? Do they have Walmarts in Germany?
I don't think they call them Walmarts over here. They call them po-ass people.
What has been?
But they do like their bicycles here. They do like their bicycles.
Is that one of the areas over there where they drive on the wrong side of the road as well?
No, actually, you drive on the correct side of the road over here, and the steering wheel is in the proper position.
You were our first, I guess, international caller. Is that correct, Ken?
Yes, that is correct.
First international caller, so we appreciate you calling in this morning. But also, while we have you,
winning,
from a traveling standpoint, this is actually a serious concern that I have when traveling abroad. Not that I do much of it, but have you felt safe on your entire trip? Has there ever been a time where you felt like things were a little dicey?
Other than the street hecklers, everything has been just fine. Everything is just fine. Never felt safer. Walking the streets of Atlanta when Alabama plays Florida is much, much more dangerous.
Hey, he said it. I didn't.
Wow.
How about, I saw one picture you posted on Facebook. You went out for a morning jog or a morning walk, and it looked like you had the entire town to yourself.
There is no jogging done over here. I promise you that. It was a walk, and I've been up usually around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. and you pretty much have the city to yourself when you're walking around that time of day. But you do see occasionally a person walking home from their all-night party. And actually, around 6:30 the other day in Salzburg, walked by a cafe, and there were 3 guys sitting there drinking beer, and walked, I don't know, a couple blocks away, and they came back, and 2 of them were gone. The other one was passed out at the table. So I think he finally tapped out at 6:30 in the morning. I do have pictures I could send on that one, and a video of them trying to get him up.
Hey, that we would like to see some of that.
Yeah, that's must-see TV right there.
I have to ask about my friend, your brother, Reed Cornelius. How is Reed, and where is he these days?
Reed is doing well. He is actually in Atlanta. He is the pitching coach for the AAA Braves in Gwinnett County.
Okay. Reed and I graduated the same year. Reed was from Thomasville High School. We went to Boys State together. He was drafted in the first round by the Major League. Was it the Expos that drafted Reed way back?
Actually, he was drafted in the 13th round by the Expos.
By the 13th round, okay.
He told everyone he was going to college. Nobody drafted him.
Right.
Until the Expos took a chance on him in the 13th.
And, of course, he played in the big leagues for several years with a couple of different teams, and he is now the AAA pitching coach for the Atlanta Braves organization. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's correct.
Tell Reed.
So how are the brothers doing?
They're doing well. Philip, I think, is out in California. Steve is here in the coastal area. Of course, lives down in Destin selling brick. He's up here a couple of days out of the week. But, yeah, they're doing well. Molly's doing well also.
I still keep up with Philip. I talk to him via text frequently and see his travels with his Auburn flag everywhere he goes.
Everywhere he goes. You gonna make
Not
it
too far from his hands.
What games are you going to make it down to the Plains for this year?
I don't know. I've only been to one. I've only been to one game since 2010. Believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah, I may try to make it. My oldest is going off to college this year, so I'll be maybe heading down to a few more games this fall.
Okay, she's your child's coming to Auburn. Is it?
No. My son.
Your son's coming to Auburn.
He's
Okay.
No, he's going to Wofford actually, Wofford College.
Okay. Good. So you're getting ready. Matt Carter's in on the broadcast, and so he's listening to you as well. Good morning, Matthew. What you talked to Smiley lately?
So he's not on the phone?
Yeah, but he's not on the call.
Smiley's
he's following the show.
Okay. Smiley's on the tarmac. I heard he's headed to Guatemala. For what reason, I have no idea.
Guatemala?
Probably another road. Yeah.
Man, you guys get around.
I don't think they have donuts or apple strudel down there, but they do eat.
Well, I don't know if it's if it would be a hassle with customs or not, but if you can lay your hands on some of that strudel and work it back to the States, I can make arrangements to hook up with you. Are you still living in Atlanta?
Still in Atlanta.
Yeah, well, try to get some of that stuff back to the States. Don't get in trouble.
All right, we'll do that, man.
Pat, thanks for calling in.
All right, you guys take care.
See you. How about that? A little international call. Pat Cornelius.
A little international deal.
He started off when he graduated. He started off with I think it was Jostens. Whoever it is on the one of those companies, one of the big ones that does the yearbooks, the class rings,
right,
the graduation announcements. He got in with them, and I mean skyrocketed. I mean, he is one of the big wheels, and I want to say it's with Jostens, but he has done extremely well, and of course has been a friend for a long time, and appreciate him calling in from Prague, Germany.
Yeah, wow,
international.
Good morning, Brandy Jackson. Yeah, that is that's the first international call. We've had people watching internationally,
yeah,
but never had one call in.
Pretty good reception there. I was impressed with that.
Yeah, I was impressed with not much of a delay.
Yeah, but it was very little delay.
Yeah, I thought maybe there'd be more of a delay than what we were getting. So
he did post a picture the other day on Facebook, and I saw it of him walking, I guess, as he said, in the morning in one of the downtown areas, and there was nobody, and it looked like it was 5:30, 6 o'clock. There was nobody.
I was just before he called. I want to change gears a little bit. Can you tell me, or can anybody watching tell me, what is the deal with the River Bridge in Riverview, the new one?
It didn't pass inspection. I think I'm right in saying that.
Yeah, no, right. It didn't pass.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, what are they doing about it? What are they going to have to tear it down?
I don't know.
I mean, when I left out Friday and was coming back in Sunday, you know, you drive by that thing and you're like, okay, which one of these bridges could be worse off? The one I'm driving on right now, or the one that is sitting over there? That
it's a mess.
I mean, you know, and I'm not trying to stir anything up. I'm just curious. I mean, I've not read or heard or seen or anything. Clobber and Rob said they got to tear it down.
You would think they've already spent several $1,000s building it.
I mean, listen, the first question I have is this: how do you build something like that, a structure like that doesn't have a number of inspections to go through? Okay, and when I say a number, I mean a number that basically, look at that, has to be taken down to the pilings at a minimum at the company's expense. I'm going to tell you right now, Rob, you can just make sure, I mean, you can put this down. I promise you, there'll be a 5-year lawsuit with that company before they pay for that. You watch and see. But I'm saying, is there not some sort of inspections process that goes on during the building of it? I mean, for, you know, that the whoever's inspecting it saying, okay, this is good, this is good, this is good.
Keep going. This is good.
Yeah.
Keep going.
I mean, I don't get how they said, okay, at the very end when they get it done, they show up and say, well, hey, it doesn't pass. It just doesn't pass. I mean, that is crazy to me. Yeah, I'm with you, Ashley. I mean, you know, I'm with you. I mean, you know, if it's just amazing to me. I would have thought that the Sharman says that there are inspections. Well, if they are, the guy or woman inspecting needs to be fired.
The ball got dropped.
You know, bond company. Yeah, I'm right. I agree. But you know how those companies are, Connie B, about, you know, making things right. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I can tell you this: if they're supposed to redo it, I've certainly not seen any activity out there on it. They haven't got started on redoing it at all.
How long has that project been ongoing?
Man,
Are we talking months or years here?
No, that thing, they've been building on that thing out there for at least 2 years or longer. Okay,
so I guess I'm assuming if they have to start over, then we're still looking another couple of years.
Oh, if they got to tear that thing down to the pilings, I'm telling you right now, you're looking at least a year, maybe more.
Okay.
Yes, and they're state inspectors, what Dwayne King says, and it doesn't make any sense. Winnie Williamson says that the inspector works for a construction company.
That's a mess.
So they have ones for construction company, they have ones for the state, and all of them are saying that started in 2015.
Okay. So we're into the third year, possibly.
Yes. Apparently at the final inspection, they discovered the bridge was built to a 25-year standard rather than 50.
Well, yeah, well, that's not going to work.
Well, Connie, but here's my thing. Who okayed that? I mean, that's a state bridge. It's a state highway. So, I mean, this isn't about anybody locally here. I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that is just crazy.
Well, I think it also kind of, I don't want to get off point here too much, but you can kind of tie it in when you have these municipalities, or in this instance, a state government, when you have these bids and the bid laws you have to abide by. Sometimes you get what you pay for.
Yeah, you know, I'm going to tell you something, and I'm not trying to get off on that tangent either, but I agree with what you just said. You know, just because the low bid is the low bid, that doesn't mean that's the one you want to go with.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm telling you, it amazes me to hear that there were inspectors from the construction company, that there were inspectors from the state, and all that. And, you know, here they are, not I'm taking care of business. I mean, yeah, that's all. Yeah. I mean, what do you say?
It's a mess.
I mean, it's hard to ride by that out there and see that and know, because listen, I don't care what anybody says, that's our tax money.
Oh, sure it is.
You know, I mean, none of that was done for free. Now, I understand that bond company or what have you is going to have to pay, or, you know, the construction company, whatever, they got to, you know, do whatever. But, you know, more than likely, that company may, you know, they're liable to just bankrupt the company and say, hey, we're done.
We're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what happens? You know, is the bond company still on the hook? I mean, you know, what happens then?
There won't be a quick fix of this.
Oh, no. I'm telling you, there'll be litigation.
Yeah.
That's forthcoming. You can bank on that.
Yeah, there won't be a quick fix of this.
Yeah. You know, I mean, and again, I'm not trying to, this is nothing about anybody locally. I don't want anybody to take it that way. I am certainly not insinuating that somebody locally here had a hand in that or what have you. This has all been a state thing and all that kind of deal. So, you know, I'm just amazed that the state, you know, the last inspection, they realized that it was built to a 25-year standard instead of a 50. I mean, come on. How does that happen?
That's almost inexcusable.
I mean, it is.
On the surface, that sounds inexcusable.
Yeah, I mean, there is no excuse for that. Not in my book. I mean, there's no excuse for that. Sarge, said she's good with it because they be, you know, regulars at the winery.
Hey, it's hot. You got to have fluids.
Yeah, got to stay hydrated. But
grapes are good for you. I'm
just amazed that you know, yeah. And I don't watch a lot of news, but how has that stayed out of the news? I mean, like, really, how's that stayed out of? I mean, is that not a big deal? How much does anybody know what the total cost of that bridge was or is to this point? It'd have to be millions.
Well, I think one of the reasons that it's not on the news is because it has nothing to do with a racial issue or crossing political lines.
Well, sure.
And that's all they're going to talk about.
Yeah.
And they're going to,
right,
you know, misconstrue that oftentimes.
I mean, you know, it's just crazy. Timmy, yeah. Look at that. That's a great quote, and it's correct. You know, so no, that's right. You know, I saw a headline just flipping through the phone the other day because I don't read a lot of that news stuff. I mean, like I said, you know, it's just I ain't into that negative crap. But I saw a headline on one of the thing that said, "Who's going to pay North Korea's hotel bill when they delegation visited the United States?" I mean, how crazy is that?
That's pretty crazy.
I mean, that is just crazy. Oh, Miss Patty said it was in the Bruton Standard. I missed it. I did not see it. So I thank you, Miss Patty. I need to look that up, but I did not know that it was there. But how crazy is that? Who's going to pay for their hotel? You know,
I got an idea.
I mean, what does that matter?
It doesn't matter.
You know, some of that. I mean, some of this is just that, and that's exactly why I don't pay any attention to the news. Same company left and went to build another bridge in Tuscaloosa was what Dwayne King said. I wonder if that bridge is being built to a 25-year standard.
I guess you would build a bridge to a 25-year standard maybe if you're out in a very rural area. I don't know why you'd build one for 25 years.
For 41? For that road?
That's what I'm saying, but I guess I don't understand why the standard even exists for a 25-year bridge.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I agree with you, Dan. I mean, I asked the same question. I don't know what a bridge like that costs, but I can tell you this: $16 million. What Dwayne King said.
Golly, that hurts. Whew. I can make it off $16 million. It'd be close, but I could make it.
I don't know about you, but I've been making it off a whole lot less.
Good time.
Chevy Ann says, seems like the irrelevant news is what makes TV.
Well, sure it is.
I mean, I don't disagree with that. That's just, I mean, you know, I don't know. I mean, but I just that's been on my mind. I've been meaning to ask that question, of what was going on out there and how all that was going and why. And it is amazing that you spend that kind of money only to have to go back and tear it down. That is amazing.
That's what's fixing to happen, it sounds like.
Yeah. Good morning, Amanda Henry. Yeah, and that's an evacuation route on top of it.
Wow, yeah, I didn't really think about that. That really, really will be a mess. Hopefully it won't be, but it could be. Run into another Hurricane Ivan. My gosh.
Oh, man.
That would be a nightmare of epic proportions.
Oh, yeah.
It would be, man, that would be terrible.
It would. I didn't mean to get off on that tangent, but I was just curious as to what.
You got upset.
Well, no, I mean, I'm just saying it is, to me, to pass by it out there and look at it. I mean, have you been by out there lately?
I have not been out there lately.
Well, you need to ride by. I mean, it's a nice looking, compared to what you're driving over, it's a nice looking bridge.
Yeah.
And then you go by it and you're like,
But you got upset. I mean, I saw it in your eyes. I mean, the game changed.
Well, that's
when you said taxpayer money. I mean, I saw some fire.
Well, it's just one of those things that just makes me, I'd rather take and write a check and, set fire to it than I would have to, watch that kind of wasteful, that's just waste.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just crazy. I mean,
Well, that's a good question there, or a comment by Ashley. Is what we call now the old bridge, or the one we're still using, is it a hazard?
Well, that's what they claim. That's what they claim. They was trying to get this one built so fast for.
What does that mean? Like, I could be driving over it and it would. I
don't know, but I know this.
I don't have it breached.
I don't like driving over that bridge. I mean, she mentioned a while ago, if you'd have seen the bottom of it, that we'd all be concerned.
I've never even paid attention to it.
Well, yes, we did, Sargy. We actually texted each other this morning. So, I mean, Anyway, so if it's built for 25 years, is it safe to use until they get to the, I mean, that's a good point. If it's built for 25 years and it's brand new, why can't we use it for 3 years while they tear the old bridge down and build the new one? That's going to be built for 50 years.
Wait a minute. Say that again.
This is what Shelley.
I think I know what you just say that he said to you.
If it's built for 25 year spec, why don't we use that bridge while they tear the old bridge down
and build the
new one back? That's built on a 50-year standard.
Only in Alabama, baby. You got the Sweet Home Alabama music queued up. I'm just telling you. Now, you talking about newsworthy. That would be freaking awesome. Winning. That would be just great. I love it. I'm going out there today. Who's in charge? Come here. I got an idea.
Well, listen, that's the problem. There's nobody out there. I mean, there's nobody there. That's the whole problem.
So we're going to use the new bridge.
Yeah. I mean, why don't we do that?
Tear down the old one.
I love that idea.
That would be great. Yeah. Sweet Home Alabama.
I love it. I think that's a great idea. I'm all about that. I mean,
I'm going to tell you something. I'm not saying that's not the best solution to remedy this mess, but that would be worldwide news. I'm telling you, that would be awesome.
Listen, I mean,
I topped this hill and there was a monkey. I'm telling you, there was a monkey.
To build a $16 million temporary bridge.
You gotta love that, man.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Yeah. I mean, listen, if the old bridge we're driving over out there right now is not safe, but yet we got one that we know for 25 years is good.
Gosh.
Well, that gives them a 23-year window to get a new one put up.
I'm sitting here
Does
laughing.
it not?
Yeah, I'm laughing. That's sad. I mean, that's what it's called. That's terrible.
It is sad.
I mean,
but it's the
got
truth.
Schools failing. We have police departments that are underfunded, and we're building $16 million temporary bridges
that can't pass inspection.
Unbelievable.
And driving over bridges that could collapse at any moment, apparently. And I don't know that. Now, I don't want mass hysteria to break out because we said that. I don't know that.
Golly.
But why wouldn't we do that?
Just insanity, man.
Why wouldn't we do that?
Insanity.
Listen, they could tear that old bridge down and rebuild a 50-year structure.
Yeah.
I guarantee you it would probably, hey, listen, you going to tell me it ain't going to cost them 10 or 15 million to tear the new one, to tear that stuff off and put new stuff on?
Yeah.
I guarantee you they could go out there for 16 million and build a new one and not spend that much more money. And then guess what? If they decided to 4-lane that thing, well, you know, for 23 more years, you could use this part.
Stop it.
You know what I'm saying? You already have 2 of the lanes split up out there.
Oh,
you could V that thing off right there just past the East Bruce city limits and come into a 4-lane.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
I'm sure that Thad and them wouldn't mind if we took part of Ashton's Ponds out there and come on out through there with a road. Would they?
I want the DOT in here on drive time. They have some questions to answer.
I'm going to tell you what. I don't know if we want them in here or not. Do we want them in here?
I got a few questions for them.
Have you got any connections with the DOT?
I do not.
Yeah, I don't either.
The band, I do.
Who's that?
The band.
Well, hey, they welcome to come in here too.
We'll get them in here. They can speak on their behalf.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I tell you what, which he'd never do it because but Bill Bridges could come in and speak educated on this. Not, he don't have anything to do with it.
Sure.
But I'm saying he could come in and speak educated to us about it.
Man, what a mess.
Why don't we let's try to reach out to somebody from the DOT and see if we can't get them to come here and sit down and explain to us how this happens.
We want some answers.
We by God demand it.
We demand it.
You know? I mean, we could call them up and Roy D. Mercer them. You know?
I tell you what, let's do.
Is this a fella that inspected that bridge out there on 41? Well, yes, it is. I'll tell you what, how big a boy are you? My wife has just got back from a wrestling referee seminar, and she got about a half a case in her. She got a mad on about that $16 million bridge that we can't cross out there on 41. I mean, that's crazy.
It's crazy. I think we should have a cakewalk this afternoon.
Well, we could.
Get everybody calm down, refocus.
Hey, I agree with what MC said. Mary Chandler said better to use a $16 million temporary bridge than to waste it. I mean, man, think about it. That's a great idea.
23 more years anyway.
Yeah. Listen, they'd have 23 years to build the 50-year bridge. Okay? So that means that 50-year bridge would last for 72 years. Right?
Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, you're right in everything you're saying. I mean,
seriously, you know? I don't understand why we wouldn't do that.
My goodness.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense to me.
That would be national news. I'd make certain of it.
Well, I mean, honestly, it makes common sense. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Hey, it's hard to inspect a bridge while you're sitting in an AC while everybody else is out there working.
We'll get Stephen Dollahide in here, Neil Jackson, and say, we want some answers, and we want them now.
Yeah.
You're with the DOT, and we want some answers.
We want some answers. Brandy, if you're still in here, can you get Neil J. and we'll get in touch with Miss Memorex. We'll tell her we need Stephen down here. I'll call Megan.
Yeah.
Tell Megan.
Get them down here.
Get Shannon down here.
They're going to answer for this.
And we'll sit them down. We'll say, look here. Now, why did y'all let this happen to this bridge?
We want to make sure the right people get the credit for this.
That's right.
And the DOT
is involved.
Involved.
Y'all are responsible for this, and we, by God, want to know why this has happened.
Neil, I want to know right now why more inspections weren't done on a timely basis before we got to this point.
That's right.
And we want answers.
What part of that daggum piling did you take your drumstick and tap on and decide that it didn't pass inspection?
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
I mean, seriously. I mean, Dollahide. I mean, what happened, man? Did you wear those black leather pants out there the day you inspected that thing? Were you a little mad?
Can you explain to these people what happened?
Yeah.
Dollahide.
Yeah.
This is on you, pal.
Please tell us. You know?
Oh.
And Shannon, I know there's concrete and not wood involved. Okay, I understand. But you being the singer of this deal, why don't you tell us DJ has just lost it. Oh, man.
Oh, no. No, you didn't.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but you got to refill that water jug after that. Oh man. Listen, man. After that, we got to get out of here. Listen here. I'm telling you right now, Neil J, Dollahite, and Shannon, we, the people, deserve to know.
And we're going to get some answers.
We want to get some answers. You can come down here, Shannon, and sing them answers to us. Tell us what's happening.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, man, cause a man to spit out some good, clean water over something like this. It would cost me $16 to buy a new tablecloth for this table.
Oh, my goodness.
Man. I don't know what's wrong with DOT inspectors, but I can tell you what's wrong with the DOT. They ain't down here to answer for it. Don't get them together. We got to have some. Got to figure out what's going on.
Get that temporary bridge built.
Yeah, get that temporary bridge built. All right, we got to get out of here, DJ.
Y'all have a good one. We love y'all.
You've been listening to Drive Time with DJ and KJ. Brought to you by Bossman Productions. Be sure to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and WBOSS, The Boss.